guys, welcome back to Daisy Crochet, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 10 plus more market bestsellers. And the reason that I decided to make another one of these videos is number one, because you guys really liked it last time. Sorry, the camera is falling. And number two, because I have just gone to another market recently, and you may or may not have seen the breakdown of that, so you have a kind of good idea of what sold really well for me at that market. But I thought I would do an updated list of best products to sell at markets for me personally, because the plushies in the last video were based off of last year and these ones will be ones based off of this year. So I am going to be talking about the new plushies that I sold in 2024 and mainly the very best selling ones, so that you guys know more ideas of what to make for your markets. I do not know why this camera keeps tilting like this, but it's getting on my nerves. Okay, so we are going to start off with number one, which is a new product that I had never sold before this year or made, and it quickly became one of my favorite things to make. You've probably seen it if you watched any of my recent videos because I've been obsessed with making them. But that is the axolotl that I crocheted for my last market. This is Crochet by Jenna's pattern, and it is no sew. This is her mini version of the pattern, but honestly it was a great size for me, so I would definitely recommend trying out the YouTube tutorial because it's also free, which is great. Everyone loved these. I put them on the very front of my display, and especially kids there. This one little sweet kid literally begged his parents for it, and then they said no, and then he came back and then got it because he loved it so much. This is a great start to this video because it was my bestseller at this market, bestseller. Also, I realized that I wasn't sitting to the side, so hopefully that picture wasn't in my face. But yeah, definitely recommend trying this specific pattern because it was the top one. Really do not understand what's going on with my camera this video. This has never happened before. Okay. Next, we are going to go with the turtle because turtles are just great sellers and everyone loves them in the crochet world and outside of it apparently. I've never sold them crazy because I haven't prepped them like crazy, but you definitely could. It's just I find there are a lot of components and they kind of take a lot of time, which is a negative. But if they sell, they sell. And you can usually sell them for kind of a lot, which is great. I did sell one for $35 at my last market and the person really loved it, so. I wanted to include turtles because I don't think I talked about them in the last video, but they are a great larger ticket item to bring. Okay, so number three is another thing that sold amazing for me at my market a few weeks ago, and that is chickens. I know that a lot of people talk about these and say that they're best sellers, but I was not able to say that to you guys until I actually tried to sell them, which I did for the first time a couple weeks ago at my market, and they sold amazing. Everyone really loved them, and at this point they're kind of a must to bring to markets in my opinion, because I will never not bring them ever again because they sold amazing and just a great product to have. Okay, next, I believe this was in my last video of the last one of these I did, but I had to mention it again because this market really sold it to me that these are amazing sellers, and they still are in 2024. So that is the Leggy frogs. This is not my pattern. I've linked all of the patterns and tutorials in the description. They're all free patterns and tutorials if you want to try them, but I've been making this Leggy frog for a couple of years now and they never fail to sell amazing at markets. And I also wanted to mention that this is a great plushie to make with acrylic yarn. I have never made them in any other yarn but acrylic, which is weird for me because I just don't really make anything else with acrylic yarn in terms of plushies. But these, I have been making them from acrylic since day one and it's always turned out amazing for me. So very market prep friendly, very best selling. So I do make green ones and green does sell the best. Different shades of green definitely sell the best, I've noticed. But especially when I do pride markets and stuff, I bring all different colors and people sometimes love getting a pink one or a purple one, so definitely recommend bringing a variety and trying that out. Okay, next is another frog, but it is something that I actually have not sold but my sister sold at the market alongside me that we went to a couple weeks ago, and they went over amazing for her. So I thought I would mention them here in this video, even though I personally have never made them. It is Fiona's Frog in a Sweater pattern, and she has a tutorial for it here on YouTube. It is one of our most popular videos here on YouTube, and everyone really loves the pattern, including myself. I totally need to make one someday. I never have, just because it's kind of her thing to make, but they were very well received at our market, very eye-catching, brought a lot of people to the table, definitely, and they also sold very well. So I would definitely recommend trying this out as something new for you guys. And then also, I'm sure they could be made with chenille yarn, but Fiona uses like acrylic. I believe it's like a weight 5 yarn, maybe 4, and it turns out really cute like that. So that's another great option if you don't have a lot of chenille yarn, because they turn out so cute with acrylic. That's also like a very unique product that a lot of people won't have at their markets, so it will definitely help you to stand out. All right, the next one, I believe it's also in my last video. I tried not to do very many things from the last video because I obviously wanted to give you guys new ideas, but for the ones that sold especially well, I wanted to highlight those again just to tell you that they still are selling really well now. So the next product is a Triceratops. So I make these with chenille yarn. This is a no-sew free pattern. I love this pattern. I've been making it for years now, and it whips up incredibly fast, but they're also a decent size, so you make a decent amount of money off of them when you sell one. And this was the first thing to sell off my display this year. I think it was Fiona's Triceratops sold first, and mine quickly sold after that. So I totally recommend bringing these in a bunch of different colors. I put them in rainbow order, and I also put my axolotls in rainbow order, and I think they're just adorable. No matter what, if people call them rhinos or pigs or Triceratops, they love them nonetheless. So definitely recommend trying this pattern out. All right, next is a brand new thing that I started making this year, and they were very well received. And it's also something that I made with acrylic yarn rather than chenille, although I know a lot of people make them with chenille, and they've become very popular this year especially. And that is these loaf cats, or like the chunky cats. I started making these when I was at school back in March, and I was obsessed, so I quickly made a few more and market prepped them, and they were very well received at my market. I put them on like the side table. They caught a lot of people's eye, and I just wanted to mention that as another great potential acrylic pattern, and then also a bestseller because they sold incredibly well, and you can sell them for a decent price because they're a good size. I noticed that a lot of other vendors also had the chunky cats, but just in different variations, so we were all able to sell them well. At least I was. I don't know about their sales, but yeah, it's definitely something that a lot of people are bringing, just like the chickens, but that are still a bestseller for everyone, so it's a great option. All right, this next one was one of my very best sellers, and although it's a smaller item, it's totally worth it because they are very quick to prep and they are so worth it, so cute. I love them. So that is these chicken nuggets. I found this pattern on Instagram, and I've been sharing it in my last few videos, like when it comes up, because I want more people to make these because they're adorable. And when I was looking specifically, I wanted a velvet pattern because I didn't really have like the proper yellow color in chenille. So I finally found this one that works great with velvet yarn, and like I said before, they whip up extremely fast. They are the cutest. I put them on the very edge of my table, like the side table, and they literally caught like everyone's eye. Everyone's, oh my god, chicken nuggets! And I put them beside my pickles as well. So it was just like a great combination, and a lot of people actually ended up buying the chicken nuggets as well, or multiple of them. So in the future, I would definitely market prep a lot more of them. I think I only had about 6 just because it was a new product, so I didn't know how it was going to sell. But now I can tell you guys they are amazing sellers. So definitely recommend trying out this pattern. Okay, the next thing is another super unique product that I was really like kind of scared to make a lot of, even though I did make a lot of, because I didn't know if everyone was gonna love them or if like people weren't really gonna buy them, and people really did buy them. So that is my mini flower bouquets. I have also been linking this person's patterns and this pattern for the mini bouquet in specific for a long time. because that's just what I've always used to make my flowers since I started doing them this year, and they turn out really well for me. So I think I made about 6 mini bouquets for my market earlier this month, which was 3 lavenders, 1 twist flower, and then 1 tulip, and I wrapped them up and everything, and people actually bought them. Like, most of them were gone, and people also bought individual flowers, but I think for this video I want to mostly focus on the bouquets, making them, because you can sell them for like a really good price and make a lot of profit off of them. So they were a bestseller at my markets. I will definitely be making a lot of different variations of the bouquets for future markets, and I'll also be doing more individual flowers and just more flowers in general, because I now know that they are excellent sellers, so totally recommend trying them out. They're also another very unique product that a lot of people will not bring, so it helps with your competitive advantage, which we love. Next is another pattern that I think was in my last video, but we actually have an updated tutorial for it, which is our mini octopi pattern. There is a new, a little bit more of a walkthrough tutorial that Fiona created for the mini octopi. It has always been a best-selling product for us, and it's extremely market prep friendly because you can make a lot of them with a small amount of yarn and a small amount of time. So it was actually kind of funny at this specific market because most people that came were returning customers, and they had all like already bought the mini octopi from us along with our stress balls, which is kind of a similar smaller product, but they both typically sell extremely well. And this market, they didn't sell crazy well like they usually do. They still sold, but I think it was because everyone who came up just ended up buying something different because they all said, oh, I have one of those at home, which was awesome to hear. But yeah, I still totally recommend trying these out, especially if you haven't before, because they are usually completely gone from the table by the end of the day. All right, we have 2 more things on the list. So the first one is something that I sold this year and I started making for the very first time because I actually came up with the pattern for it, and that is my Panda. This is a free no-sew video tutorial here on YouTube. I started making these when I was at school in like March, and I eventually made a tutorial for them because I thought they were adorable and they were very well received at my markets and they did sell well. So I wanted to include that as an option for you guys because I feel like pandas are something that you don't see very often in crochet form. At least I don't, especially at markets, but a lot of people really like that animal, so I thought it was a great thing to include. And finally, our little last bonus product, which I did start selling for the first time and start making for the first time this year, is tapestries. So tapestries would be an amazing way to make more competitive advantage for yourself and differentiate yourself from the competition if there is other crocheters at your market or whatever. I really love making them, and I did sell one at my market. I would definitely make more for future markets though. I think it's just because I didn't have very many, but people really loved them. You can get really creative with how you display them as well. I put them on like a little rack with like, it's kind of hard to explain. You can watch my market video if you want to see how I displayed them, but they were on like this little display and they were very well received. Very unique and creative way to utilize your crochet skills in my opinion, so I thought I would definitely mention that as another great option for you guys. And yeah, I think that is all the items on today's list of crochet bestsellers at markets. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you tried any of these patterns and if you've brought them to markets, or if you have any other bestsellers that I haven't mentioned in this video that you want to share with everyone. If you are going to markets anytime this summer or whenever you're watching this video, I wish you luck and I hope it goes very well. Let me know if you try any of these patterns once again. And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe to see more videos like this one. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!